Hi, Richard.
Hello,
Great to speak to you today.
my pleasure.
So I remember seeing a video of you in Orlando and also in Palm Springs where you handled objections from the audience that were, impromptu. You were completely off the cuff and you seem to have an answer for everything. So what are your golden rules around handling objections?
Well, that's quite a statement, and it brings me to a time when I remember going into a mastermind where they were handling objections, and it was It was like a morning role play, and there were two great agents and great friends, and they were in business longer than me, and they were really good at objection handling. And when I went there, I was in awe. In fact, I said, "Why did they let me in here?" That's what I was thinking. How the heck did I get in? So yeah, that's many years ago. So coming to this place now, you're absolutely right. And in fact, yeah, it reminds me because the president of business development for one of the biggest real estate organizations, it's called Mike Ferry Organization, Ron Cronin. It was a 4-day event. It was one of the peak of my experiences because, he's such a great speaker, great person, great friend. And in the third day, and there were 600 people in the audience, in the middle of it, he said, "Let me introduce you to my hero." And obviously it was in the context of selling. And I'm looking around left and right, and it was me. He goes, "Richard, come to the front, please." And I go, "Oh, okay." And luckily I was wearing a suit and I had a tie on. And I went in the front. And in this case, not only was I handling objections live on the stage, but in this case, they were my peers. Now, when you're with your peers, they're going to analyze you, measure you, judge you, obviously. So you're up there going, wow. But watch this. These are my competitors because it was in my town. It was actually in the East End of our big city. And there was even an agent in there that we beat out on a listing appointment the day before. Beat him like a drum, by the way. And so what happened is I'm handling objections from my competition live, and it was so exhilarating. And when I handle every objection from the audience and they were standing up, they would sit down like babies. The best thing was this person who got up, who was the heckler of the whole event, trying to get me at the end. And he said, "Richard, I would list with you, but you know what? I prefer to list with a woman. So, sorry about that." And without flinching, I said, "Great. So what you're saying, Joe," that was his name, Joe, "is that if I was to walk out the house and to walk back wearing a dress, then you would list with me." And in that whole room, there's a quiet silence for maybe a second or two. But it seemed like a long time. And then everyone just burst out. It was like a standing ovation. But the best part was Joe himself, who was cracking up. He sat down. But yeah, it all comes from being around the right people. I had great coaches that I still, thank every day. And they put me through the ringer. And I studied objections. And then I realized that memorizing objections will take you so far, but we need to learn the patterns of language. Then we can create them on the spot. And that's when I went to NLP, hypnosis. I went outside of real estate. And now I went into a competition, and at least they said I'm the world's best. I won the world's best objection handler that they could find in real estate. And even Mike Ferry's son picked the top 5 in the world and did an audio tape where he just threw out objections, and I was, chosen to do that. And it was really interesting. So yeah, we've come a long way since, that mastermind role play where I was feeling intimidated to be in there, feeling like honored, and also like, how come I got in, to this point And it takes practice. So you need to have a coach who is actually going back and forth with you, correcting you, stopping you, where you're pausing, your tonality. Now, you can hire anyone to do that. If you're willing to dumb it down to just a PDF script, which is a good place to begin, sure, you can hire someone to do that, to say, yeah, teach me some scripts, send me a PDF. The question is, what level of competence, what level of ability are you aiming to attain? What level of compromise do you have for yourself to be mediocre? Are you going to compromise? Are you going to accept mediocrity? Or do you want to find something that's exceptional? You want to find something that when you need to say the right thing at the right time, the words come out and you're listening to them at the same time as the customer, because your unconscious mind just brings out the perfect words at the perfect time. And we always know somebody. It could even be an uncle who's not even in real estate, who's just a good talker. It could be yourself. It could be a parent, a friend who just has the gift of saying the right thing at the right time. And we wonder, like, how did they do that? The beautiful thing is it's learnable. Isn't that great? Look where I came from to where I am now. And again, thank you to my coaches, my mentors. And what I love is bringing people to that place where they are the most dangerous person in the room.